Maraday's question.
He's here? I thought he was on vacation.
Good morning, Deputy Supervisor, Town Board, Commissioner Reinhardt. Your question regarding those was specifically?
The question regarding the water contamination has to do with the community, what information is going out to the public with regard to what is happening with the water, where the contaminant is coming from, what is going to be done to treat it, what will be their impact.
The work being done at these 3 wells is related to 1,4-dioxane, which is an emerging contaminant. It's in about 70% of the wells on Long Island. It's been a cover story on most of the major newspapers for the past 3 years. Our annual water quality report has an entire section dedicated to it. Our town website has an entire page dedicated just to this matter. Our quarterly reports on the amount of treatment we've put in place, the progress on those jobs, the schedules on those jobs is all on that same page. And letters are regularly put out, and bill notices are put out to customers regarding the emerging contaminants as required by law.
Okay. But the money that was expended to send to Governor Hochul about the affordable housing, that should have been used to notify residents to this water danger. That is what I'm saying. We are misappropriating resources to give public information. Water is vital to community residents, particularly in that corridor, when they're talking about the development. So that was my question with regard to that whole scenario.
And we have many, many methods of notification on this matter.
And it's also in today's Newsday.
And again today, it's a continually running story.
Thank you, Commissioner. Ms. Maraday, with regard to the Inwood warehouse, the first resolution is a CEQA determination, and the second resolution, a public hearing was held, I'm told, approximately a year ago with regard to this project involving a warehouse and office space. To my knowledge, and it was before my time, there was no opposition to it, so this is the formal acceptance of it, something that's done at town board all the time.
Right, I understand that. It has been accepted, but you're still denying the community additional resource and development access by extending the moratorium. I just wanted that on the record. I'm good now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Patty Harris, Uniondale. My questions is for, I'll group it together, 30, 31, and 32. Oh, that might be Melvin, because today's his birthday.
There he is. That's nice. Happy birthday. My daughter's birthday, too.
My question is...
That's the same question.
Is the upgrades for these 30, 31, and 32, is that because of the fluctuation of the high-end luxury living that is over there by the Roosevelt Field?
As was explained before, this is to treat the 1,4-dioxane, which is an emerging contaminant in the water supply. It has nothing to do with development. It doesn't increase productivity or production of any of the wells. It just removes this contaminant from the water.
Okay, so this is a part of Uniondale. So have you done the one that is in Uniondale by Turtle Hook on Jerusalem?
Those wells do not have high levels of 1,4-dioxane in them. Those are 4 of my cleanest wells and all 30 of my wells.
Oh, that's amazing. I would think it would be the opposite. Thank you.
We've actually installed, and it's pretty much progressed online, 2 wells in Uniondale on Oak Street. Right across from the UPS, you'll see those. That was one of the first plants we were building.
Sorry, say that again?
That was explained before, wasn't it?
On Oak Street, across from UPS, which is part of the Uniondale Water District, as well as 5 and 6. Those were one of the first 1,4-dioxane plants that we built.
Oh, Oak Street is a part of Uniondale. I thought it was a part of Garden City.
No, it's part of the Uniondale Water District.
Can you tell me what side it is? Because I know one side is Garden City and the other side is Uniondale.
No, it's across from UPS.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you very much. What we have? Okay, that's the end of it. Does anyone else wish to speak who has, but you only get, no, you've already spoken. I'm sorry. Your time is up. May I have a motion on the administrative calendar?
I move that we adopt the administrative calendar in its entirety.
Who seconded?
I second the motion.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Aye. Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Okay. We have to stay for the public comment. Oh, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Did someone,
She's second. Yeah, you just made it.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller. Sorry.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Okay, we are now open for the public comment portion of the meeting. You have? Yeah. Okay. All right, Mr. Philip Focacci.
Felix Procacci, Franklin Square. At the last town board meeting, Don Clavin criticized my statement regarding the renaming of the Ronald Reagan Plaza to the Dorothy L. Gooseby Plaza. Although Mr. Clavin provided no specifics, he said my statement was vile and out of line. The other town board members applauded his remarks, and some also said my comments were out of line. Last week, on May 2nd, I emailed a letter to Supervisor Clavin, CCing the town council members, telling him that I disagreed with his assessment, but I am willing to keep an open mind, writing, if you or any of the town council members would like to tell me exactly what in my statement was incorrect or where I crossed the line, I will be more than happy to hear from you. I also provided my home phone number and offered to meet in person. More than a week has passed and I haven't heard from any of my town board critics. Residents who speak at these meetings have only 3 minutes to make their point, and this board picks and chooses which questions they want to answer. Some people get cut off immediately when the bell rings, others don't. Some people get answers to their questions, others don't. If any town board member feels I made an improper statement, it is their right to criticize that statement. But if that town board member is really concerned and not just grandstanding for the audience, they would do more. For starters, in this particular matter, explain why the Ronald Reagan Plaza was renamed even without acknowledging the former president. On another note, the town refuses to respond to some of my FOIL requests. Can anyone help me with this problem? In particular, the one that has to do with what the payment to Moody's regarding last year's report. Can anyone help me with that? Mr. Clavin, several weeks ago, you tried to help a woman regarding the garbage on MTA property, even though this is not the responsibility of the town. The discussion went past the 3-minute time limit, but you did not cut her off when the bell rang, like you do to others. Today, you ignored my question regarding FOIL, which is the legal responsibility of the town. This was a live example of how people are treated unfairly. Can any town board member honestly say my question regarding FOIL is inappropriate across the line? If not, why can't I get an answer to this question? The town does not have any legal responsibility to answer questions at town board meetings, but they do have a legal responsibility to respond to FOIL requests. By not responding to FOIL requests, the town has crossed the line by breaking the law. Are there any town board members concerned enough to speak about the town's illegal actions? We had so many people at the last meeting willing to speak on the crossing of the line I did, not even mentioning the line I crossed. But today, there's silence. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you for your comments, Mr. Focacci. Let's see, who's next? Patty Harris again? Ms. Harris?
Patty Harris, Uniondale. Since I guess they're calling you Deputy Senior Councilwoman Supervisor Gooseby. I would like to let you know the reason why we're sitting in the front with T-shirts of Melvin Harris Jr. on is to protest about what you had stated to me at the last meeting. I still think it was offensive. And every time I come to this location, I will wear his T-shirt with his face on it and sit in the front so you will be reminded until you publicly apologize to me. Thank you.
Listen, wait, stay. I do thank you for your comments, but you didn't listen to what I said. I said that your husband found out that he worked with my husband, and he apologized, and he was so nice. He's been very nice, and he's come to just about everything that I've had. And in many pictures that I've had, I never said anything. I told you how he changed. He was really a good man. So that's what I said, and you took it. You didn't let me finish. I did say that, and it's in our records. That's it.
No, that is not it, because I still have time. So let me say this to you. If you role play, because you know they do tape this, right? And you should make sure it's loud enough for you to hear. Because you were speaking to Ms. Jacobs when you said that man on Front Street. Now, that man is Melvin Harris Jr. that is on Front Street. You disrespected me while you were speaking to Ms. Jacobs. I clarify what you said because you may have said that to your little side partner next to you, but you did not say that to the public. And if you did say it to the public, I would have denounced it. Because I'm going to say this to you. He worked with your husband, that's fine, but you up here in this seat, you said that to this whole area, pavilion, that was named because they was talking about Ronald Reagan. I had nothing to do with it. I was sitting over here minding my business. I didn't even come here to even say anything to nobody. I just came here to sit and watch. But you brought me out of my pocket, for those who don't know, out of my character, for me to say something to you. Because my daughter, I brought here today, I guess she's somewhere else, but I brought her here today. So she wanted to support her dad. That's one daughter out of 3, okay? So let me say this to you. I never disrespected you until that day. And I will let you know silently, I was sitting in that front seat with my T-shirt on, so you'll know. When you give me a public apology, that's when I will say goodbye.
Ms. Priest, say it again.
Did she hear me? I think that's her. Okay.
Well, I'm here, first of all, also, it's Melvin Harris's birthday, also my grandson, Christopher Jacobs. Now, I'm going to read something here that he stated. If we agree to put down our petty differences and lift up the greatness in each other, then collectively we can change the direction of our communities. Now, saying all of that, I'm going to say this. Mrs. Jacobs, which is my daughter, came from a family of means. She doesn't have to get up in front of anybody to ask for funding or anything. Most of the things that come in the community come out of her pocket and Vice President Heidi. Now, I resent what you had said about her because I looked at the tape 4 times just to make sure I knew what you said. And this is exactly what you said. In fact, my daughter stated that if it wasn't for Melvin Harris, Uniondale, parts of Uniondale would have been a ghetto. I have went up and down that street and seen garbage strewn in the street. The firehouses are beautiful, the library is beautiful, but people on that side of the street, that have businesses, they were putting garbage and things in the street. And that's the main thoroughway. Now, with that, you made the statement, it would have been a ghetto since you've been there. That's exactly what you said. I went through it, and now, first of all, she fights for the community. If it wasn't for her and Heidi writing letters all over the place, Jerusalem Avenue, people couldn't even get their cars up and down that street. Finally, after years, it was paved. Meanwhile, every other street was being paved in other areas. And another thing that really ticked me off, you can't make assumptions of people that you see here, because some of us come from means. That's why we're able to survive. And she married a man around the corner. I've known him for 46 years, and they've been married for 43 years, and he comes from a family of means, and that's Mr. Jacobs. Now, and I resent what you said about her. I don't like it, because I don't even know what a ghetto looks like, to be honest with you. And Meta Meredith, thank you for taking it for the veterans. My son came out of the service after 30 years, a chief master sergeant, and he was deployed 3 times. And now that's the type of family that Mrs. Jacobs comes from. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Anyone else? Let's see. I think I have one more person. Go out. What's one? Judy Cataldo. Where is she from? Belmore.
She's coming.
Judy Cataldo, Belmore. I'm reading a statement from Archer Dietrich, 34 Lee Court in Merrick.
Did you speak a little louder? I can't hear you.
Okay, I'm short. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, pull it down a little bit.
Okay. As a lifetime town of Hempstead resident, as many of my friends and neighbors and acquaintances, I feel that we're not being heard regarding the importance of protecting our natural resources. Options on 2 board members and the tree preservation in our community doesn't take precedence. You are not thinking about your constituents and not their well-being. If you had public meetings for residents to speak out about their concerns and what they feel is important, you would have the firsthand knowledge that constituents want. Most people moved here because they love the peace in the tree-lined street, less noise, neighborhood feeling. What we have now is a township that lets people destroy everything that keeps us healthy. Why is the town of Hempstead the only township that feels preservation of our neighborhoods isn't important? Every other township, including Garden City, has tree preservation laws to keep residents healthy. The consequences of the laws aren't followed. Below is a small part of the Garden City's tree preservation legislation, making it desirable by protecting what's important. Isn't that right? She directs it to Supervisor Clavin, who's not here today. Do you feel that these laws impede on residents' rights? She thinks not so. And this is section 188-9. Oh, no, okay. Legislative findings and purposes. Since it's been established that the trees stabilize the soil and the water control pollution by preventing soil erosion, flooding, absorb air pollution, and lets us drink oxygen. Are you saying, Felix, I don't need to read the rest of this, or the whole thing? Okay, very good. Do as I'm told, like many of us who are sitting there. As article in the boundaries of the village of Garden City, and to provide for relocation and replacement of the trees that might be destroyed or removed. Includes the practices of gridding, trenching near the roots, application of herbicides, and other practices or actions that might be reasonably be expected to either immediately or within the course of time result in the death of a tree, but shall not include regular maintenance such as pruning and polarizing of the tree, since it's been established that the trees stabilize soil and control water pollution by preventing soil erosion and flooding, absorb air pollution, and provide us with oxygen and ventures microclimatic effects. We have oh my goodness gracious, should protect and increase the property values over the natural barriers, noise, and provide natural habitat for the wildlife area.
Okay, thank you.
You're very
Thank you for your comments. Diane Matten?
Diane Madden. I don't know if you missed the headlines for News 12 this week, but it was more controversy surrounding the town of Hempstead Animal Shelter. Doug Geed, new bombshell accusation. Joe Arena, News 12 reporter. This probably cuts me more than anyone in here other than the animals. One thing I admire so much, Don Clavin has been holding people accountable. Apparently that was done last week. And he was not taking any excuses. But that started to show when that changed. I urge this board and Supervisor Clavin to review the RFP that went out. You had a stellar candidate for that position who had authentic certifications, a proven background, pristine reputation. The objective for this position that extends to behavior and to the volunteer program and to the foster care program, second most important position in the shelter, that position should have a focus to train and qualify other employees so that when the shelter faces vacancies and absences, they don't have to all go around sounding like victims, like they're at a loss without a trainer. The objective for this person and for any person that's chosen should be, you really do have some great staff down there, to qualify them, to train them so that they can actually take over this position. They should be able to do that. The point and the fact that this first person wasn't chosen, I'd like to believe that it wasn't over a retaliation issue or spite or insecurity, because if that were the case, then we're going back years to the way the shelter was previously managed. They should be picking the best quality candidate with the most integrity that can train the staff and support the shelter, support the acting director, and certainly not be a total embarrassment to Don Clavin. He doesn't deserve that. He's been the first supervisor to actually do something, to take courageous steps and to move in the right direction, to reject excuses, to hold people accountable, and it's everything that we've been asking for. And the only thing in absence is that is it's important to bring in professionals. And that's the difference. You can take a look at the town's website right now. They still have the Forever Valentine's Day. The town shelter's animal shelter Facebook page, 3,200 followers, still hasn't been posted on in 6 days. Please get on the right track again. And importantly, don't lower the standards, which I heard Mr. Blower was doing, or at least stated that. They need to ask for more qualifications. In 2011, they asked...
Ms. Madden, thank you. Your
I
time is
understand.
up.
I need to finish,
okay,
please.
Stephanie... Okay. What's this? Jessica Rowe. Jessica Rowe.
If I may.
Ms. Madden, please. Let's do this correctly. I know you know.
And I respect that.
No. Jessica Rowe, please.
Councilwoman Gooseby, this is utterly important for the board to hear this.
We know what's going on. We are very much aware of what's happening.
Had a title.
Thank you, but we know.
Ms. Madden, most respectfully, it seems that you have a written statement. Why don't you hand it in? We'll make it part of the record, and I'll get copies for all the town board members to read. Please.
No, I actually do believe the supervisor wants to fix the shelter. I'll do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jessica Rowe. No.
I don't know. It's all right if you want.
Ms. Rowe, it's your turn.
We can't hear you up yet.
Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Hi, I'm Jessica from Elmont. I came here last month. So hello, good morning, town board. I just wanted to say thank you. I came here talking about the more trash receptacles in Elmont. I just want to thank the board, thank Kathy Malone, Mike Caputo, Sanitation Department and District 6 for your urgency. I just pray that we keep this momentum and continue to beautify not only Elmont, but the surrounding areas in Nassau County, whether it be decreasing litter and being more eco-friendly.
Well, thank you very much for your wonderful comments
Thank
to
you.
make us feel better today.
Thank you.
Okay, the last person is Stephanie Chase.
Let me say, thank you everybody for one day. No comments? And that's it?
No comments? I don't have your name on here. I've gotten your... This is what I have. I had you. I don't have your name on here. Did you? What did you do? She said names is up here again.
She's not on the list. She can speak now.
She's not on the list? No, I didn't think she was signed in for this. You were signed in for the first part, but you didn't sign up for this.
She can speak now. She can speak. She can speak.
Okay, well, come and speak. Go speak.
Okay, Mr. Jacobs.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Would you please, you know better than that. If your mother was here, she'd get you. You know, I know your mother. I know your mother.
You
don't tell me
on her mother?
Miss Maraday, why don't you let...
It's not your time. You can,
Oh,
you can speak when you have your time.
lady from Baldwin, and my name is Rita J. Meriday.
I know who you are.
Sit down because your system that you say your cloud is so perfect has left out at least 6 people. I'm just trying to move it forward so we can go back and get the jobs or keep people in the homes that are being evicted.
Thank you, Miss Maraday. You'll have your 3 minutes.
No, you...
That would be appreciated. Thank you.
Oh, okay, not you. Mr. Jacobs, you said you had whichever one. Okay.
So I'm here now speaking on Say No to the Casino Civic Association. Okay, being that the town of Hempstead, hopefully not, but would eventually be responsible for the environmental inspection, I would like to say a few words about that. Uniondale, along with Roosevelt, Newcastle, and Hempstead, have been identified by the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation as communities in Nassau County that are disproportionately disadvantaged relating to air pollution and climate change. What does all of these communities have in common? The answer is that all of these communities are majority-minority communities that have been and continue to be adversely affected by redlining, disinvestment, environmental injustice, and also taxation without representation. A casino typically operates 24/7. The substantial increase in traffic would further compromise the air quality of these disproportionately disadvantaged communities. In Uniondale, we have a very concerning water quality issue. Residents frequently complain about the quality of their water relating to color and taste. Residents have confided in me of serious health concerns that they strongly believe are attributed to the quality of their water. And let's not fail to mention Hempstead Turnpike, a roadway that consistently ranks in the top 5 of New York State's most dangerous roadways. Hempstead Turnpike is a heavily used roadway, and at certain times of the day, this roadway is completely overwhelmed. I have seen time and time again ambulances that drive the medium on Hempstead Turnpike in the attempt to get residents to the Nassau University Medical Center. And data confirms that there is a strong connection between casinos and drunk driving accidents. You, our elected officials, are entrusted with making decisions that directly affect the lives of residents. Health, safety, and quality of life for all residents should be valued significantly more than any monetary gain that a casino maybe might bring, but will definitely destroy lives. Nassau County communities that have been identified as disproportionately advantaged deserve respect and consideration, and we definitely don't need a casino. And if you can wave your magic wand and can make all those disappear, which I don't think you can, then you might consider maybe, hey, but now the way that situation is with the environmental impact that would have on these disproportionately disadvantaged communities, we would say no to a casino. And if you don't vote no, then that means, of course, disadvantaged communities do not matter to the town of Hempstead. Thank you.
Good morning, all, and thank you for letting me entertain you for a second. On the back page, do you have listing of the next meetings? And I just was curious, because I know there's going to be a vote by the by the county on the 22nd. On the 23rd or the 6th, when are you going to discuss with my wife, Elkin spoke about, first, the application of the casino? Because once that be done, I know it's going to fall in your court. And I know there's issues by environmental impact for water quality, air quality, and things of that nature. And I'm hoping the town attorney, who seems to be a decent, fair person, will let us know when the public can make comments on the particular hearing on the 23rd or the June 6th. Because right now, and when we went to the county the other day, I granted Nassau County, the town of Hempstead is going to get a major windfall. And sometimes when there's a lot of money on the table, people tend to lose their moral compass. And out of curiosity, for my own clarification, on May 23rd or June 6th, when the town going to do their part of first that whole process of the casino? Because personally, I know it's going to affect all the hamlets and the town, both north, south, and east, west of it. And also, as a resident over 30-plus years, I just want to make sure my quality of life is not affected. And thank you for at least being decent enough to pay attention to that. I appreciate it. Thank you. So if the town attorney can let me know what will be the process for public input for when the casino issue do come before the town, so people can at least speak their piece, I would appreciate it. And thank you for letting me speak.
Mr. Jacobs, when an application becomes before the town board, the public will have ample opportunity to speak and be heard with regard to the application. Will it still be a 3-minute limit, or will we be able to get more information before when we get the information disseminated to us? Will we have ample time to look at the information being disseminated for us to have a better input to speak on a particular matter? Well, most applications, you can go to the building department and you can get and review the application, so you'll have ample time, I believe, to review it. With regard to the hearings, I'm sure the town board's going to continue its policy of 3-minute hearings. Okay, thank you, the town, because my whole thing is that, you know, when we went to the county yesterday, you can see it was tilting a certain way, but they said the next person that will be in line is in the town of Hempstead first. They're part of it. And I know you're in charge of both the area for environment impact and everything else, and as a resident, that, you know, when I first moved here, St. Nassau County was welcome to all, but yet common practice I see something different. I just want to make sure that it's a fair process, that everyone have the chance to voice their opinion. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, back to the Water Authority. Okay, you claim outrage that Liberty is raising its rates. We warned you that the rates would skyrocket once the 2-year freeze was over. You knew this was going to happen. It happened after Aqua bought New York Water and after American Water bought Aqua. This is nothing new. You can't blame Liberty for raising its rates. Its purpose is to ensure that its shareholders profit. Your job is to protect your constituents. Your neglect and your commissioner's failure to hold public meetings and negotiate acquisition of Liberty Water is the reason our water rates are going up. but apparently you don't care. So long as you continue to get your $12 million reward every year from Liberty ratepayers, your constituents. That $12 million that town of Hempstead alone gets every year that other residents benefit from, goes into the general fund, it builds roads and everything else. They don't have to pay the tax for it, and we do. So Coors wrote you in December of 21 and asked that the town appoint knowledgeable, capable, independent, non-political commissioners. I cannot think of anyone more political than Ella Stevens. She has thrown her community under the bus before at her party's request. Once when she recommended cell towers on a temple, and again when she wrote a letter recommending a strip club in Wantor. Coors feels that she is appointed for the sole purpose of doing the town's bidding and will not work in the best interests of the people. Coors opposes the appointment of Ella Stevens. And going back to what Carini said, who, by the way, Long Island Clean Air, Water, and Soil asked to meet with him on this water when he first got elected, and he refused, saying that he's going to do whatever the town board tells him to do. That basically was his response.
That's not
I
what
could
I
show
said.
you that email.
Hold on.
I could show you that email. But anyway, my point is that you say that the state's not giving you money. Ratepayers for the last 100 years have been paying taxes that people that have public water do not pay. We pay you $12 million this year alone, take $1 million of it, and then do the work that you need to do. And by the way the Water Act is written, there's nowhere does it say that you are to get funding. So it's like you're crying for something that you don't really, is not written into law. The law is mandated, and Laura Ryder should know this because she is the commissioner. I don't know, is Ella Stevens replacing Laura or Joe Baker? You answer that question? Who is she replacing? You're appointing a new person to the commissioner. One has to resign. Who's resigning? Laura Ryder, who is the council person now, or Joe Baker, who's running for legislator?
Councilperson Ryder has already resigned. There are 2 vacancies on the Water Authority board, and one is being filled today.
Joe Baker resigned too well? Who else resigned?
Mr. Baker has also resigned as well.
Oh my God, you guys are so political.
What is this, a chorus? When Clavin is, they did call me up. Woo, baby.
Good morning, Chris Jacobs, Uniondale, New York. I'm speaking on behalf of some of my neighbors. They live on Leslie Lane in Uniondale, and they brought it to my attention because they're elderly, so they can't travel that much. But there's no gas lines on their street, so they wanted me to bring that before the town, ask what's going on with that. Yeah, there's no gas line. They did a project a couple of years ago with the gas line replacements in Uniondale, and they don't have no gas lines on their street.
Is our engineer here? Oh, would you come up, please? Maybe you can ask that question for him.
Hello, everyone. Brian Kunzig, Commissioner of Engineering. Can you just repeat your question? It's about National Grid's installation of mains?
Yeah,
throughout
they
Uniondale?
put gas lines throughout Uniondale a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And one of the neighbors that I visit sometimes, they're an elderly couple, but they informed me when I last visited them about 6 weeks ago, there's no gas line in their street. They live on Leslie Lane, right near, a couple of blocks north of the high school.
Sure. So National Grid requires a certain amount of people on a block to run a main. So if her and her neighbors get together, they'll make a group application up for them, and then that would warrant a main installation.
Okay, so probably after I have your information, I'll get some more and I'll hand you the cards. They'll be contacting you.
Sure. And is there a moratorium on the road? Did she say whether her neighbors were actively seeking?
The thing was when they explained it to me, when they did the project, they did the block on this side, the block on this side, there, and East-West Street.
Okay.
That little grid north of.
It sounds like they just need to submit an application.
Okay, so I'll talk to you after, get the information. Probably today or tomorrow, I'll hand them the card.
Yeah, and just shoot me an email. I'll help you along.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I'm just saying, I stand up here and then somebody else pops up. So, okay. First, I have to give a shout out once again to codes and building enforcement, John, all you guys, Dave Coker, for those who do represent us well and utilize our tax dollars. We do appreciate whatever attention we do get in Baldwin. I thank you all for that, and also our public safety officers. I always want to acknowledge the work that they do behind the scenes. I'm also a part of the Say No to the Casino, but I already know, coming to any meetings in the town of Hempstead that voted unanimously for segregated maps, you're going to follow the same company line. So I'm not even going to waste time for that. Too much is going on in the community, particularly with our veterans, the widows, our seniors, our young people who are leaving in droves, and a national conduct that supports elected officials bashing taxpayers who take the time to come here to be disrespected, disenfranchised, and basically disregarded. Enough is enough of that. But I still say no to the casino. I'm urging all residents to write to the governor, because the last stop is with her and the Gaming Commission. We don't want it here. Residents in Garden City have stood up, have spoken up. Uniondale has stood up. Hofstra University, proud alum of Hofstra University, proud resident of Roosevelt, a community that was also maligned 2 weeks ago. Proud resident, and I am, as quoted 2 weeks ago, that lady from Baldwin. My name is Mita Jocelyn Meriday, just for the record. The water quality is already an issue, has already been spoken about. If there's another position that's available on that South Shore Water Authority, I nominate Claudia Barecki. It's time that we get people on these boards and organizations. You're always saying, well, if you all want to stand up here and make some noise, make a difference. She's made noise, she's made an impact, and she's made a difference. I nominate her. She is the people's choice. Lastly, I again stress that we are not doing enough for our veterans. We're not incorporating them into contracting. Forget the minority and women piece. You've forgotten that so long ago, it's not even an issue, especially when you have to have Jamie Dimon, the CEO and chair of Chase, who's been here last year, saying the efforts after decades, even with the increasing number of diverse people living here, Jim Crow suburban style still lives on Long Island. And it's rife here in the town of Hempstead. And I will take my seat on my own time and my own dime. Thank you.